They were both princesses born to the same imperial emperor. One was the first princess of pure bloodline, possessing exceptional wisdom, and recognized as the empire's most powerful mage, but born with a congenital heart condition. No one knew when she might suddenly die. The other was the fourth princess born to a slave, though bearing the title of princess. All her siblings took pleasure in humiliating her. Even servants bullying her seemed perfectly justified. She endured hardships in silence, speaking little, until one night she awakened, and instantly became the most formidable mage above all royalty, personally slaying the first princess who had transformed into a monster. Bella found her own ending absurd, yet felt lingering fear. Since that day, her character had changed, forcing her to pay attention to the fourth princess Tina. Today, she had just arrived at the palace, only to see the second princess Chloe leading a group of people gathered at the palace entrance. She didn't need to think to know Chloe was bullying Tina again. Chloe made no attempt to hide this. After all, Bella had previously enjoyed witnessing such scenes. Tina nervously bowed to Bella, while Chloe continued speaking ill of Tina to her face. Bella could only interrupt her, since Father Emperor has already acknowledged her. I believe she should have the right to walk this path, shouldn't she? Chloe was shocked by Bella's words. Even Tina found it somewhat strange. Bella had to use the excuse of having tea and snacks to divert their attention. And indeed, Chloe immediately changed her attitude, so the two walked briskly toward Bella's palace. Bella didn't forget to remind the attendants to escort Tina back to her palace. At that moment their eyes met. Tina felt utterly terrified. Actually, Bella didn't want to meddle in so many affairs, but she had that dream again last night. In the dream, that mysterious space contained many suspended cages, each cage emanating light. And in the nearest cage, she saw a book, titled Princess Tina's Brilliant World. It was that book that wrote about her future replacement by Tina, and how Bella herself would be consumed by hatred and begin studying forbidden arts, ultimately becoming a monster that only knew killing, becoming Tina's prisoner. Through several days of observation, she discovered that the book's contents were indeed occurring in reality, all described from Tina's perspective as the protagonist. But she couldn't believe she would become such a monster in the future. Since seeing that book, she had developed different views about everything she possessed. The always proud princess would now thank her maids, which moved them deeply. Seeing this scene, Bella questioned herself, surely I occasionally thanked them even when I was high and mighty? It seems the book also mentioned I was very arrogant. Looks like I need to thoroughly investigate this book. But after lying around for several days, she still wanted to visit Mother Empress first. The place she frequently visited as a child now felt foreign to her. Before she could step through the door, she heard someone inside calling Mother Empress in a spoiled manner. And a woman's carrying words, my little prince. Running around like that is so dangerous. The speaker was Bella's mother, the current Empire's Empress Charlotte de Finime, and her Prince Milio. The maid was at a loss. Clearly she had already announced the first princess's visit in advance. She was thinking of going in to announce now, however Bella said, no need. This way it feels like I, who made an appointment beforehand, have become an uninvited guest instead. Go tell her I felt dizzy and returned to the palace. The maid felt somewhat unwilling. At least let the Empress know you came. Bella left the rear courtyard without hesitation. She knew that her mother's unreserved love for her had already become outdated due to her magical heart disease. People with this condition would lose logic after enduring extremely high fever, then stop breathing. No one knew when Bella might die. Perhaps the Empress also felt she was useless, then immediately gave birth to Milio. Her father Emperor was the same, now only wanting to drain all her value. Suddenly a call of sister interrupted Bella's thoughts. Milio was running toward her with a bright smile. However, Bella didn't feel happy. He grabbed Bella's skirt and asked with a smile, Sister, did you come to see me? Did you just go to the rear courtyard? Why did you leave without greeting us? Bella's gaze focused on his dirty hands. She calmly pulled away her skirt, then said she suddenly had a headache. Then shall I blow on it for you? Mother said, as long as I blow on it, it will get better. Seeing how beautiful you are, I'll help sister blow on it. Bella firmly refused him. But unexpectedly, he directly grabbed Bella's long hair. Don't be shy, quickly lower your head. Bella's gaze became sharp. She struggled to suppress her emotions and said, because of your concern, I'm already better. And pulling someone's hair like this is very rude behavior. Hearing this, Milio finally let go. It's only because you wouldn't listen that I did this. If you had lowered your head immediately, I would have... All right, I understand. Bella didn't want to hear his nonsense anymore. She turned around directly. Mother Empress is still in the rear courtyard. Go keep her company properly. Milio reluctantly said goodbye, and Bella paid him no more attention. After walking just a few steps, she asked a maid for a handkerchief. While wiping her hair, she pondered. Since Milio chased after me, that means Mother already knew I had been there. It seems she doesn't even want to see me now. Freyna, go back immediately and prepare. I want to bathe again. And throw away this handkerchief. Back in the palace, Bella cleaned herself again, especially the hair that had been grabbed. She didn't know why. After having that dream, her heart had become fragile. and she would often think of that mother who would turn a blind eye no matter how hard she tried. She had kept this long hair until now, only because someone once said her golden long hair looked exactly like the Empress's when she was young. Thinking about it, I was really foolish. So she picked up scissors and resolutely cut off her hair. The maid even threw a tantrum over this. Such beautiful long hair, you cut it without telling me. I'm so heartbroken. Bella rolled her eyes at her. What's there to be heartbroken about? Stop crying quickly, how embarrassing. Then the maid remembered to ask, by the way, why did you suddenly want to come to the forest? Actually, Bella came here because of that book from her dream. The book said that in this forest, nobles would torment children as prey, and the backer of these nobles was the second imperial consort Kalita. But soon the matter would be exposed, so she and the second Princess Chloe would both vent their anger on Tina. If such a major incident really happens as the book described, then Bella would no longer question the book's contents. At this moment, a mustachioed man came running breathlessly. First, Princess, Your Highness, why did you suddenly come here? Bella knew this person. He was the owner of this forest, Baron Weston. But why do you have that expression? I find it very uncomfortable to look at. The Baron's heart jumped, stammering and concealing something. Speaking of which, the hunting festival is approaching, isn't it? The hunting grounds will be this Proloris forest. The Baron hurriedly explained. Your Highness, this is Bulobus forest. Bella looked at him coldly. Seems I was mistaken. But isn't there a hunting gathering being held here right now? Hearing this, the Baron felt guilty. Bella continued. I'm also very interested in hunting since I'm here. Shall we go take a look? The Baron's eyes widened instantly. It's very dangerous inside right now. Your Highness might get hurt if you go in. Bella's staff struck the ground once, immediately creating ripples. Golden light formed a barrier around Bella. Your joke isn't funny at all. I'd like to see who could harm me. She used detection magic, and immediately knew someone was rapidly approaching her position. Soon after, a red-haired youth appeared. Seeing he was about to become food for the evil wolf, Bella's magic scared the wolf away. Unexpectedly, he addressed Bella as White Clover Princess, Your Highness. Bella found this title somewhat strange but didn't ask further. Soon after, this place was taken over by the Royal Knights, and Bella didn't want to meddle further. The book's contents had been confirmed. Now she needed to think about how to change her doomed fate. At this moment, someone called her from behind. It happened to be Tina, whom she least wanted to see. She asked helplessly, "Don't you have maids in your palace?" Tina clearly didn't understand her meaning. I mean, royal family members should have maids accompanying them wherever they go. Actually, she just wanted to say that if maids were following, with their keen eyes, they wouldn't let you wander in front of me. But unexpectedly, after hearing this, Tina's face immediately showed a blush. She thought Bella was saying this out of concern for her. Bella found it inexplicable. She made an excuse about having matters to attend to and left. That night, Bella retrieved all the image magic stones. She wanted to watch videos from her childhood to change her mood. 5-year-old Bella was truly innocent and naive. Even Freyna kept praising her from the side. There were also videos of Bella teaching water magic, which are still used in current children's magic textbooks. Bella only felt more troubled. What's the use of being so capable? Not only am I not the protagonist, what awaits me is darkness and destruction. Thinking about that book is quite absurd too. Clearly, I don't have much time left to live, yet it portrays me in such a terrible way. A few days later, Bella attended Chloe's tea party at her invitation. Due to Freyna's pleading, she wore a hairpiece. Chloe was also happy to see Sister Bella. Soon they encountered the second imperial consort Kalita. I heard you've been staying indoors. Didn't expect to see you here. Bella immediately heard the sarcasm in her words, but still politely said she had forgotten the time while studying magic. Is that so? My Raimi was also staying up late studying magic formulas last night, but Chloe immediately exposed her. Didn't the magic teacher resign because of brother the day before yesterday? The second imperial consort immediately felt this daughter was beyond help. Bella smiled silently from the side. She knew the second imperial consort was in a bad mood because of the hunting ground incident. Suddenly she remembered the book said someone would have died in the hunting ground incident, but in the end all the children were safe. Perhaps the future in the book can also be changed. Soon after, Bella followed Chloe to meet her so-called friends. They indeed worshipped Bella just like Chloe did. Bella felt their personalities were all so similar. She didn't expect the second imperial consort would agree to such a tasteless tea party. Better to cooperate for a while, then leave early. But before long, a crisp sound came from not far away. It was Tina, the protagonist. Why is she here? The previously cheerful scene turned into whispered conversations. It turned out that a count's young lady had hit Tina in the face while swatting at insects. If we really investigate, it should be her fault for standing there in the way. Then someone noticed the cookies on the ground. She wouldn't be in this situation because of that cookie, would she? No matter what, she's still a princess. Chloe said mockingly, Sister Bella, look at her still acting this way, truly lacking awareness. Only then did Bella realize it was Chloe who had called Tina over, then planned to keep ignoring her to make her lose face. Perhaps before seeing that book I would have participated in their pranks too, but now seeing their behavior is so despicable I don't want to associate with them. Thinking this, Bella walked to the troublemaking count's daughter and directly slapped her hand with a fan. Perhaps because it's summer now, I just saw insects crawling on your hand. Bella properly disciplined that count's young lady, but they still looked at Bella with worship, completely missing that Bella was mocking them, truly worthy of being Chloe's friends. Seeing this, Chloe also lost interest in humiliating Tina. Stop disrupting the atmosphere here, go to the third princess. I saw her looking for you earlier. Hearing this, Tina bowed farewell. Bella watched her leave with complex feelings. Everyone thinks she's the despised daughter of the emperor and a servant. But after awakening in the future, she'll possess powerful magic, and her identity as a descendant of the ancient magical kingdom will be revealed. After seeing her leave, Bella had a maid pack some sweets to send to Tina's palace. Even if we'll be at odds in the future, giving her a little insignificant care now shouldn't matter, right? Suddenly, she remembered Chloe saying Tina went to the third princess. Bella left the tea party without a word, because the book said Tina would encounter magical plants on her way to find the third princess and nearly have an accident. She hadn't been chasing long when she heard Tina's cries for help nearby. At this moment, she was already being dragged by the foot by a man-eating flower. Suddenly, a voice came from above. "Stay still, don't struggle." When she looked up, Bella was already standing in front of her. She simply raised her hand, and the man-eating flower's vines were severed. It didn't dare continue attacking. Tina was already crying from fear. "Thank you, I was really scared just now." Bella pulled her up from the ground and reminded her this place had dangerous magical plants. Tina kept sobbing. "I smelled an incredibly sweet fragrance and unconsciously came to this place." After speaking, she even hugged Bella. "First Princess, Your Highness, I'm truly grateful to you." Woo! Bella was stunned by her behavior, but she still patiently explained, "If you have no resistance to magical plants, you'll easily be enchanted by their fragrance. Don't come near this area next time." After Tina left, Bella complained, "Running over here without any training, what a fool." Fortunately, my Nepenthe juice wasn't damaged. It turned out this man-eating flower was raised by Bella for magical potion research. At this moment, mocking words came from behind. I just heard screaming. How strange. It doesn't seem like the sound my beautiful sister would make. The newcomer was the second Prince Raimi. The second imperial consort had always wanted him to become crown prince, but this person truly didn't care at all. In the book, he constantly tormented Tina, ultimately meeting his end at the male protagonist's hands. Bella felt annoyed just seeing him. While he was still grinning, or did the person who screamed get fed to this plant? Bella also remembered that in the book, Raimi was supposed to save Tina. Thinking that he had also destroyed her plant made her anger surge. Raimi was also unsettled by her stare. "Speaking of which, what are you doing in the magic courtyard? Do you have designs on my plants? I wouldn't want such things even if you gave them to me for free. I prefer beautiful magical plants, they suit me better." Seeing his narcissistic appearance made Bella want to vomit. Unexpectedly, he even put his hand on Bella's shoulder. "How long has it been since you've seen this brother of yours? Why aren't you a bit happier?" Bella ruthlessly knocked away his hand. "You were born 7 months after me." After saying this, she didn't waste more words with him, and disappeared from the spot with magic. Seeing this, Raimi put on a helpless expression. "Speaking of which, does she have some secret? Then let me secretly investigate." That evening, Tina received the sweets Bella had sent. She was immediately moved beyond words, thinking more carefully about what happened during the day. The first princess not only stood up for me at the tea party, but also saved me in the magic courtyard. She took a small bite, then hugged the box and lay contentedly on the bed. "This is the first time someone has helped me when I needed it. I'll eat it bit by bit to make it last." The next morning, Bella received a letter from Bobby Montira. It contained information about magical heart disease, along with love songs sung personally by that person. Bella felt speechless. 5 years ago, some noble young masters were selected as Bella's potential fiancé candidates, only delayed due to her condition. Only this Bobby had always been attentive to her affairs. Just then, Bella sensed something unusual outside the room. This magical power belongs to either Raimi or the second imperial consort. With just a light pinch of her hand, the shadow outside the window was eliminated. After resolving the matter, Freyna told her she would be dining with the emperor later. Upon meeting, the emperor immediately asked about Bella's hair. Bella just gave a perfunctory response, but she was still disappointed in this father. As one of the people in the know, he doesn't ask about my physical condition, but cares about my hair instead. Raimi, sitting across from her, started his chatterbox mode, suggesting it might be heartbreak or something. Bella directly cast a silencing spell on him. What followed was the emperor's formulaic concern. In any case, after the meal, she hadn't eaten much but had lost her appetite. Unexpectedly, Raimi was still waiting for her outside. He kept talking about Bella's short hair, and even wanted to commemorate it with image magic stones. Just then, urgent voices came from downstairs. It was the red-haired boy Bella had rescued from the forest being taken away. Raimi said curiously, "Isn't that the heretic you rescued from the forest?" Later, Bella learned that forbidden books could be used to treat her heart disease, but that would require sacrificing an innocent person. Although the book said she would fail and become a monster, what if she didn't fail? Find someone no one cares about to sacrifice. Once the forbidden books succeeded, her tragedy might be rewritten. To find information about her heart disease, Bella came to the library alone with a glimmer of hope. Actually, if there really was such information, the Emperor and Empress would have found it for her long ago. After all, the current Bella is still useful to them. But Bella still wanted to rely on herself. She happened to discover the door to the forbidden library. Perhaps there are materials inside that could help. A small barrier couldn't stop the magical genius Bella. There were more magic books here than Bella had imagined. Soon she found a book called The Other Side of the World. Among great mages, only the chosen ones can glimpse the secrets of this world. That is a place only those who understand cosmic truth while maintaining sanity can reach. Mages call it the other side of the world. Bella wondered if it might be the space from her dreams. So are there other mages who have had the same experience as me? Only then did she learn that each cage in that space contained truths of this world. Her life was divided into two parts, before and after going to that world. So Bella's character changed after having that dream. Just then, the door's barrier sounded an alarm. Before Bella could think of a countermeasure, someone called out to her, "First Princess, Your Highness, please step back from within the barrier. Books here are not allowed to be taken out." Bella withdrew her foot, and the alarm stopped. She turned to ask the person's identity. Killian Byronhart greets the First Princess, Your Highness. The Byronhart family was one of the Empire's two great ducal houses, and Killian was the sole heir of Duke Byronhart. Not only handsome, but also possessing exceptional swordsmanship and powerful magical abilities. Before Bella's illness, he was the most promising fiancé candidate. Since Bella had no interest in engagement at the time, they only exchanged letters a few times out of politeness. But now Bella's view of this person had changed. In Princess Tina's brilliant world, he was Tina's perfect match, even fighting Bella over Tina. So Bella's feelings toward him changed from indifference to disgust. Bella exchanged pleasantries with him saying long time no see, while actually worrying he might see what book she was holding. "I heard Your Highness often stays indoors. Didn't expect to encounter you here. Being able to see Your Highness's beauty in person is my honor." Bella remained silent in the face of his flattery. Killian thought she might be feeling unwell somewhere. Bella didn't want to talk with him much, making an excuse about urgent matters and preparing to leave. But the book in her hand tugged again. "If Your Highness is busy, do you need me to help you put the book back?" Bella said she would do it herself. She didn't want this person to know what book she was reading. After leaving, Bella took a long time to calm down. She always felt that guy was mocking her just now. Perhaps bias made me overthink. Just then, barking and screaming came from nearby. "You coward! Afraid of even this little puppy! Second Prince, Your Highness, please don't do this." Sure enough, it was Tina being bullied again. This time, her tormentor was the second prince bully. He had the dog block the path, preventing Tina from passing. Bella watched them from the other side. She felt somewhat strange. Someone who had such low presence before keeps being encountered by me recently. And why is Raimi's shadow snake hanging on her? Actually, Raimi put the shadow snake on Tina because of Bella. He knew he couldn't gather information from Bella's side. And Bella seemed to have recent contact with Tina. So he wanted to discover Bella's secrets through Tina. Bella said helplessly, "So noisy," then cast magic. Two beams of light quickly attacked the second prince and the dog, then transformed into vines that wrapped around the dog's legs. Then the second prince was suspended in the air. He was so frightened he cried for help. "Sister Bella, where are you? I was just joking. Look, I even kept the dog leash on." Tina was also shocked. "The first princess helped me once again." But Bella just found the dog and second prince too noisy. She disliked these annoying things. At least she thought that's how she felt. Afterwards, Bella came to her private greenhouse. Here, she could speak freely with the pigeons. "I haven't been able to visit you recently due to various matters. I'm truly sorry. Can you comfort me today?" But this was ultimately Bella's monologue. How could pigeons understand her words? The palace is so large, yet it seems no one cares about her, just like these pigeons. Bella was like being confined in a strange place. How could she possibly be happy? Thinking this, she opened the cage, letting the pigeons fly freely. Even if they face hardships outdoors, at least that's the life they long for, isn't it? Just then, rustling sounds came from nearby. Seeing a human figure, Bella became alert. Not just anyone could enter here, but she didn't expect it to be the red-haired son of Count Rasna. At this moment, soldiers outside the greenhouse were making a commotion. Bella didn't need to think to know they were here to capture the red-haired boy. The red-haired boy remained silent. He heard the people outside saying they would activate the magic chain on his body, and grabbed Bella's hand. "Take me to a way out of the palace, otherwise..." Bella found it speechless. "So you're threatening me?" Hearing this, the red-haired boy's grip loosened somewhat, and his voice became gentle. I won't hurt you. Just help me leave this place. Bella could also feel the grip on her hand lessen. As long as she used magic, she could easily break free. But she still obediently led the way for the red-haired boy, because this would be more interesting. However, she was also curious how the red-haired boy entered the greenhouse. The red-haired boy said he just pushed the door and it opened. Bella found it somewhat unbelievable. The barrier here only responds to her magical power, though it might be due to the protective magic stone. That probability is very small. The red-haired boy suddenly asked with a blushing face, You are the White Clover Princess, Your Highness, right? Bella didn't deny this. She thought this youth was just influenced by magic stone images. The red-haired boy's family had such a magic stone, which preserved a promotional video recorded by Bella as a child. In the video, little Bella searched everywhere for white clover to make a crown for her mother. Bella just felt this person might be obsessed. Suddenly she realized this guy always spoke to her disrespectfully. The red-haired boy had just said sorry. When Bella said it's fine, from birth until now, this is the first time someone has spoken to me this way. It feels quite refreshing. Thanks to you, my terrible mood today has improved somewhat. So today I'll let you go. You should know to be grateful in the future. Actually, Bella was well aware that even if he left here, due to the magic chain planted in his body, he would be caught soon. He should understand this himself. Finally, Bella asked him one more question. Where will you go after leaving the palace? I want to go to a place where someone needs me. Anywhere will do. Hearing this answer, Bella was only slightly moved. Soon the two reached the back door. The red-haired boy opened the door and thanked Bella, then walked toward the door. Bella wanted to stop him, but it was too late. The moment he stepped out, the magic chain on his body reacted. Soon someone came to subdue him. Actually, Bella still felt somewhat reluctant, but could only tell those guards don't be too harsh on that child. Even if I had told him, he would definitely have been caught anyway. Better not to overthink it. Not until the next day did Bella remember that the red-haired youth Gerard in the book was exactly the one she used as sacrifice. The Grand Princess, to treat her own heart disease, used forbidden arts to sacrifice a living person's life, but ultimately failed, causing her to become a bloodthirsty monster. Knowing her ending would be like this, Bella still chose the path of forbidden arts. This was the only method she could find to avoid death. But before that, she had to thoroughly study the forbidden arts. So she secretly took a book from the Royal Forbidden Library. It turned out that each forbidden art had different basic formulas, but they all shared one common point, which was requiring the sacrifice of living people. The closer the sacrifice's magical wavelength is to the casters, the greater the possibility of successful casting. Only then did Bella remember that in the book, the person she originally used for sacrifice was the youth she met yesterday, and his magical wavelength was most similar to Bella's. Gerard's origins were as humble as Tina's. He was a heretic belonging to the White Knight Temple, but ultimately became Tina's most loyal guardian knight. In the book, Bella first encountered him at a banquet. At that time, Tina had already awakened. Bella's status had been replaced by Tina, and she had become the target of others' gossip. Bella was furious listening to these people's chatter, then used magic to bring down a chandelier. It was Gerard who saved Tina. Unrepentant Bella even walked up to them and mocked, a princess born of servants with only half royal blood, and a heretic knight from a fallen family. You two are truly well matched. That said, Gerard still caused her considerable trouble, so she set a trap and captured Gerard. Even facing death, Gerard didn't know that the flesh and soul he swore to dedicate to Tina were ultimately taken by the vicious Grand Princess Bella. Bella finally found a way to save herself in the Forbidden Arts book, and her chosen sacrifice was still Gerard. This time, saving that child should be some kind of revelation. No matter what, I must get that child under my control. Time came to the next morning. She hadn't gone far when she encountered the book's protagonist Tina again. She's still so foolish. Coming before Bella, she fell flat on her face, but she knew to use the fall to greet the first princess, Your Highness, making Bella feel speechless. The maid who followed Tina mercilessly mocked her own master. Only then did Bella understand why she never brought maids out before. Turns out they're a bunch of useless things. Those two maids immediately fell silent seeing Bella's gaze. They respectfully bowed to Bella. Bella helped Tina up from the ground and asked with concern, Why were you running so urgently? Are you hurt? I'm fine, very sorry for being so embarrassing in front of you. The two maids who received no orders could only maintain their bowing posture. Bella didn't know whether to call her innocent or foolish. Even with only half royal blood, she's still a princess, yet she lets those servants be so insolent. And Raimi's shadow snake has been hanging on her body. Can't she feel it at all? Bella also noticed the redness and swelling on Tina's arm. Tina said she got it during class, but Bella hadn't heard of Tina having a tutor. Recently, the third princess, Your Highness, gave me an opportunity to attend classes with her, listening to Lord Tolson the Viscount's lessons. So every week I attend one class at the third princess's palace. Bella felt that if that person was really so kind-hearted, the sun would rise from the west. What does attending class have to do with your injured hand? Don't tell me you were hit by the teacher for not keeping up with the progress? Tina explained with a blissful expression. It's not like that. When the third princess, Your Highness, can't answer questions, I take the beating for her. Hearing this, Bella's expression turned cold. But Tina still wore a smile. Although it hurts a bit, I can learn the correct answers after being beaten, so I'm very happy. Bella didn't expect corporal punishment still existed in this era, and the target was a princess no less. So that's how it is. Give me your hand. She cast healing magic on Tina's hand. By the way, why were you running over here in such a hurry earlier? Because last time you helped me, I haven't thanked you yet. Every time I feel helpless, Your Highness appears just in time. And I really loved the tea snacks you sent me. Bella looked at this naive, foolish girl for a while, then turned her face away. How fortunate. I still have matters to attend to. I'll go first. Haven't I accepted your greetings yet? You may rise. Hearing this, the two maids could only thank her gratefully. After saying this, Bella walked away directly, ignoring Tina's farewell. How can she smile like that? Saying I helped her is simply ridiculous. Must one be kind to the point of such foolishness to become this world's protagonist? Suddenly, a call of Grand Princess made her stop. The caller was Bella's mother, the current empress. Bella had a childish thought. She called me first. Could she have come specifically to see me? Perhaps she heard about the greenhouse incident and came to find me out of worry. Bella was about to speak her mind. Grand Princess, have you gone mad? A sharp rebuke pulled Bella back to reality. Her heart immediately sank to the bottom. When I heard those rumors, I thought they were nonsense. I see you mixing with such lowly things, even forgetting your identity as a princess. You are Carmelita's Grand Princess, my daughter, and Melio's sister. I hope you pay more attention to your conduct and don't bring shame to us. Hearing these words, Bella's heart felt like being stabbed with knives, but she said nothing. After returning to her chambers, her emotions remained unsettled. A father who will ruthlessly abandon me after draining my value. A mother who no longer cares about me after I became flawed. A brother who monopolizes mother's love but doesn't understand. And the kind female protagonist, Tina, who will overcome all adversity to become the ultimate victor. I really want to kill them all. What if we eliminate 12-year-old Tina now, before she awakens her powers at 16? Wouldn't that be better? Bella stared at her own hands, thinking, so this is the kind of person I truly am inside. Someone with such a wicked heart. Bella dismissed all the servants from her chamber. She didn't want anyone to witness this dark side of herself. That evening, she once again retrieved the videos recorded during her childhood. She understood that no matter how much she struggled, the mother who had claimed to love her would never return. The happy little girl in those recordings was gone forever as well. This night proved to be the longest and most agonizing that Bella had ever endured. The following day, she instructed Frina to dispose of all the image magic stones. Frina refused adamantly. Even if you never watch them again, to me, they're more precious than anything else. Bella could only let her handle them as she saw fit. Just make sure I don't have to see them anymore. After giving these instructions, Bella made her way to the third princess's palace. Both third Princess Liana and her magic tutor appeared terrified upon seeing Bella's arrival. They had no idea why she had come to this place. I heard there were some interesting scenes to observe here, so I decided to visit. The Viscount glanced at Tina nearby. Ah, so she's here to watch the fourth princess get whipped. Believing he had figured out her intentions, he proceeded to begin the lesson. Third princess, let us review last week's material first. Please explain the background behind our empire's signing of the Lyceria Treaty with our neighboring country. The third princess glanced at Tina beside her, stammering for a long while without managing to utter even two coherent words. The Viscount showed no surprise at this. It appears you haven't studied properly. In that case, fourth princess, please step forward. Tina obediently rose to her feet, then voluntarily extended both hands. After I punish you, I'll provide the answer and then continue with our lesson. Just as the Viscount's whip was about to strike, Bella's cold laughter echoed from the side. Viscount Tolson, do you happen to possess multiple lives? Upon hearing these words, the Viscount's hand froze in midair, his expression becoming filled with terror. Bella used magic to shatter his teaching rod into several pieces, and his hands were also in danger of being rendered useless at any moment. The third princess attempted to interject, but was silenced by a single glare from Bella. Tina watched everything unfold in stunned amazement. The Viscount explained that he was acting under the third princess's orders. However, Bella's response made him fall silent. So if the third princess ordered you to slap me, you would comply with that as well? While speaking, she continued to strike the Viscount's hand forcefully. A teacher being manipulated by an immature princess. I will report this matter truthfully to father. Get out of here immediately. Only then did the Viscount flee in disgrace, promising never to engage in such behavior again. The third princess remained behind, filled with anxiety. Liana, using Tina as a whipping substitute, you truly are capable of any despicable act. Tina, who had remained silent throughout, actually defended her. First princess, this was entirely my own choice. The third princess has done nothing wrong. I simply wanted to learn more knowledge. Seeing this, Liana also attempted to shift all blame onto Tina. But Bella would have none of it. If you dare do this again, I'll ensure you receive enough lashes yourself. Liana found herself speechless. Tina beside her, however, looked deeply concerned. Having to read others' expressions even in such circumstances was truly frustrating. She sighed and addressed Tina. Next time something like this happens, inform me immediately. If you genuinely wish to attend lessons, I can arrange for a private tutor for you. Upon hearing this, Tina was moved to tears. Bella herself didn't understand why she had spoken those words. Every time she encountered Tina, she found herself saying things contrary to her true feelings. I wonder what kind of choice I'll make when that day arrives. Time passed swiftly alongside Bella's troubled state of mind. And in the blink of an eye, the hunting festival had begun. This marked Bella's first public appearance with her newly shortened hair. The first greeting came from Raimi's exaggerated and oily demeanor. My dear sister, you look as beautiful and captivating as I do today approximately. Chloe was also seeing Bella's short-haired appearance for the first time, which only increased her admiration for Bella. Sister, with your hair cut short, you look like a knight in the moonlit wind. She even shamelessly requested some of Bella's cut hair. Bella was left speechless. Please don't say such strange things. The crowd around them had been stirring ever since Bella made her entrance, with many noble ladies blushing visibly. During the wait, Raimi's mouth never seemed to stop moving. I heard your magic stone production was increased by another 1 million. Looks like you'll be crowned best princess of the month again. And now mother will nag me once more. I'm curious, how did you film that scene? Bella certainly wouldn't tell him it wasn't a deliberate staged shot. A few days earlier, all the princes and princesses had been working hard on this month's promotional video. Raimi submitted footage of himself attentively listening in class, obviously arranged by the second imperial consort. Since his usual style could be described as utterly carefree, the thought made Bella feel sick. When she heard about Milio's video, Bella was startled. He had submitted footage of making flower crowns for the queen. Bella found it truly speechless that he was still recreating her video from several years ago. But Bella had no better ideas either. Freyna had suggested letting Bella and Milio film something together, but they had already done that last year, and she didn't want the queen to use her for Milio's benefit again. After much contemplation, she thought of the surveillance footage from the greenhouse. The camera angle couldn't capture how Gerard entered the greenhouse, but she quickly found the footage she wanted. I must say you have real talent in this area. I'm tempted to order another 1 million magic stones myself. Chloe was equally envious. When will I ever be selected as Princess of the Month? At this moment, Liana made an ill-timed remark. Don't you all smell something unpleasant? There is someone here who doesn't fit in at all. She doesn't even have a single magic stone. Bella was also curious why Chloe chose to sit beside Tina. Under normal circumstances, she would definitely be clinging to my side. The weather is so hot. Bring me a refreshing drink, not the usual strawberry juice. Get me something light and without pulp. Either way, strawberry juice is just too much. Bella didn't yet know what she meant by too much. Finally, a maid brought over a cup of mint tea. Perfect, then I'll start drinking. With that, she splashed the drink toward Tina beside her. Oh my hand slipped and the drink spilled out. Bella didn't know what to say about her behavior. Perhaps she still had some conscience, as she had chosen a lighter-colored hot beverage. Chloe's motive was to prevent Tina from participating in the hunting festival. Seeing the surrounding chatter beginning, Bella, as the first princess, had to intervene. Chloe, this isn't your bedchamber. If you don't want to damage the royal family's image, you should exercise restraint. Chloe quickly nodded to show she understood. Then Bella called Tina to stand. In this condition, you probably can't participate in the hunting festival. Though Tina remained silent, her reluctance was evident. While this was Chloe's accident, wearing these clothes would indeed make it impossible to participate in the event. Tina still didn't want to give up. The second prince and third princess waited nearby to watch the drama unfold. Great, Sister Bella might really kick her out. What should I do with you? Bella pondered seriously, making Tina anxious. Then came the sound of Chloe's loud laughter from beside them, and Bella immediately had a brilliant idea to make Chloe lend her dress to Tina. Chloe naturally refused. Sister Bella, you're being too unreasonable. How can you make me lend my clothes to her? Bella calmly sipped her tea and said, I hope everyone can learn from Chloe's example of taking responsibility and leading by example. Chloe was about to make excuses when she heard people around her praising. I heard the second princess lent her dress to the fourth princess. The fourth princess is truly fortunate. The second princess is so kind. Chloe's unwilling expression vanished instantly, immediately becoming smug. Since you're comforting me like this, I'll endure it. Bella gave perfunctory responses, thinking to herself how easy this silly girl was to manipulate. At this moment, the fifth Princess Vivian came running hurriedly. Brothers and sisters, did you see? Duke Byron has arrived! Upon hearing this, both Chloe and Liana looked expectant, while only Bella appeared troubled. It seems the male lead is about to make his entrance. The other two began asking Vivian whether the young duke would like their outfits. Bella couldn't stand their infatuation. Pay attention to royal dignity. No matter how hard you try, the one who ends up with Killian will only be Tina. The melodrama of sisters competing for one man made her want to vomit blood. At this moment, Killian's eyes met Bella's, and Bella immediately looked away. Even though he was once a candidate for my fiancé, that's now in the past. Whatever happens, I don't even want to look. Soon after, the hunting festival finally opened. First, the emperor gave the opening speech, with the princes and princesses below showing little enthusiasm. Bella also found his speech more tedious and boring than usual today. Finally, it was Bella's turn to deliver congratulatory remarks. And Raimi immediately had something to say. How long do you think her speech will be today? Last time she wrote 10 pages. Maybe she's prepared 20 this time? However, Bella immediately contradicted their expectations. She didn't want to repeat those same phrases about empire and glory again. Everyone, today I will replace my congratulatory speech with ceremonial cannons. With that, she raised her hand high toward the sky. Wisps of magic drifted skyward, and soon a beautiful firework bloomed in the air, immediately causing an uproar at the scene. The emperor wanted to stop her, but the cannon sounds and crowd noise completely drowned out his voice. Though this was the first time anyone dared to do such a thing, the response was better than Bella had imagined. So she had a small idea, which she immediately put into action. The next cannon displayed a line of ancient text, and the meaning of those words was "The Emperor is bald." My goodness, absolutely stunning. What does that pattern mean? It looks like a painting. Look at those lines, so elegant. Young Millia was also delighted. Father, this is my first time seeing fireworks. So cool. Seeing everyone's enjoyment, the emperor said nothing more. If he knew what those words meant, who knows what his expression would be. Those characters were from an extinct ancient language that few in the world besides Bella could read. Seeing this, Bella no longer held back. The emperor is wearing a wig. His Majesty the Emperor has donkey ears. One cannon after another exploded, with insults toward the emperor continuously changing. Everyone was amazed by this fireworks display, while Bella's heart was somewhat uneasy. This is my first time being so rebellious in front of others, and it feels quite interesting. Then she noticed Killian's gaze resting on her. Bella immediately suppressed her smile. Why is he looking at me and smiling? And he's so handsome, truly annoying. Bella thought, he couldn't possibly recognize these characters too, could he? My good mood has been ruined by him. Soon the fireworks ended and Bella stepped down from the platform. Many people asked her what those characters meant, and Bella certainly couldn't say they were insults toward the emperor, so she brazenly claimed they were words blessing the empire's prosperity and his majesty's health. At this moment, someone approached to greet her, and Bella immediately darkened her expression in response. The person was Marquis Grey, the second imperial consort's brother. The second imperial consort desperately wanted the first prince to become the next emperor, and this Grey was her ally, always viewing Bella as a thorn in his side. Now he approached Bella with false courtesy. I hear you've been quite busy lately, Bella replied helplessly. I'd like to be more idle, but the empire might truly fall apart without me. Grey sarcastically flattered, worthy of our strongest mage indeed. Bella could hear his mockery, but it caused her no trouble at all. I heard the mastermind behind the Brobus incident was quite familiar with Marquis Grey. Thanks to me helping you cut off those rotten branches, you can now enjoy leisure, can't you? Grey was left speechless, but had to express gratitude to Bella. Bella had gained the upper hand verbally and felt secretly pleased. But Bella hadn't expected him to bring up Gerard. I heard he went to the White Leaf Temple. He might as well have died in the forest. But I think his remaining life is still too pitiful, since I've known his father since childhood, and his mother contacted me in the years before her death. In any case, I absolutely support your attitude toward fighting crime. Bella didn't understand why he suddenly mentioned Gerard, and only gave perfunctory responses, before dismissing this person. But as soon as Grey left, an even more troublesome person approached. Bobby Montira pays respects to your highness, the first princess. The visitor was the third son of the Montira family, the same person who had been writing letters and singing songs to Bella for years. Young master, it's been a while. Yes, your highness, I've missed you so much. Your short hair still makes you so beautiful. And when I saw you on stage just now, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. You even replied to my letter last time. I can't express how moved I was. Bella recalled there was indeed such an incident. At the time, she had just been heartbroken by the queen. So she had briefly replied with a couple of sentences. I can't be impulsive about such things in the future. I think you must have been very satisfied with my song, so I wrote a new one. Hearing this, Bella immediately lost her composure. Indeed, Bobby immediately knelt on one knee. Your promotional video this month gave me inspiration. I hope I may have the honor of dedicating a song of praise to you on this occasion. The surroundings immediately stirred. Oh my, he seems about to sing and confess to the first princess here. Bella truly felt a headache coming on. This guy was even harder to deal with than Grey. Master Montira, I appreciate your sentiment, but there are so many people here after all. As long as it's for you, I don't care about anything, Bella screamed internally. You don't care, but I do. Please don't sing. However, Bobby had already opened his voice. "Your Highness the First Princess!" A shout suddenly rang out. "Killian Byron pays respects to Your Highness the First Princess." Bella found this person's appearance baffling. Bobby felt the pressure and began speaking hesitantly. "Master Montera, I have urgent business to discuss with Her Highness the First Princess. Could you step aside temporarily?" Bobby looked at those cold eyes and could only hurriedly bid farewell to Bella. Bella finally breathed a sigh of relief and then inquired what business the young Duke Byron had. Killian made no attempt to hide it. "I saw you were in an awkward situation just now and took the liberty to intervene. I apologize if this displeased you. While unnecessary, I'm still grateful for your consideration." That said, Bella hadn't realized she looked so awkward. "It seems you're quite close to Master Montera. I never expected there to be someone among your fiancé candidates who corresponds with you." "Then why didn't you give me—" "Young Duke, it's too noisy around here. I didn't hear clearly. Could you repeat that?" Hearing this, Killian just looked at Bella without speaking. Bella didn't understand why he was using such an expression, as if he had been hurt. Then Killian shifted the topic to the hunting competition. "I hope you can claim victory this year." Hearing this, Bella felt a surge of irritation. "What do you mean, hope I can claim victory this year? If not for this annoying illness, last year's championship would have been mine too. Was the winner last year you? This year the crown will find its rightful owner." Returning to her chambers, Bella still couldn't let it go. "Even if I'm destined to lose to Tina, that doesn't mean you, the male lead, can step on my head too, does it?" However, another matter now concerned Bella more. She hadn't expected Gray and Gerard to have a connection. But this wouldn't affect Bella's plan. Heretics needed 5 years before they could return to society, and they were managed by the White Leaf Temple, which even Bella, the first princess, had no authority to interfere with. So Bella had to offer something substantial to make a deal with those mages. Soon she had an idea. If it's that person, they would definitely be interested in that thing. Meanwhile, perhaps due to Bella's intentional or unintentional help, or perhaps because Bella's short hair was truly captivating, Tina developed different feelings toward Bella. Bella had just finished setting off fireworks and changed her clothes. She discovered piles of gift boxes of all sizes outside her tent. These were all gifts from various noble ladies praying for good fortune. Some genuinely wanted to give them to Bella, given her status and abilities as first princess. Some were intended for Duke Byron, but since he never accepted gifts, they were all placed at Bella's tent entrance. At this moment, Tina also approached Bella's tent. "Your Highness the First Princess, may I come in?" "Tina, what brings you here? The fireworks you set off just now were truly beautiful. I've never seen such lovely fireworks before." Bella simply responded with a calm "thank you." "And your short hair looks very handsome too. I've wanted to tell you this for a while, but never found the opportunity." Bella's expression remained unchanged. "All right, thank you for that as well." She hadn't expected Rainy Snake to linger on her for so long. At this moment, Tina spoke hesitantly, hesitating for a long time before producing a handkerchief. "If possible, could you accept this? I embroidered it myself, praying that you would win the hunting competition." Seeing her scarred hands, Bella realized why she had refused to leave earlier. It was to give her this. So why is she being so kind to me? I clearly dislike her very much. The future shining heroine will take everything from me. But now she's still a lonely girl who needs protection. Though I know this is greedy of me, I would be very happy if you accepted it. Even if you don't like it, you can throw it away. Bella thought this person was truly foolish, unable to distinguish genuine from false feelings. That's what she thought, but Bella still accepted her handkerchief. Tina hadn't expected it to go so smoothly, and immediately knelt down with satisfaction. "You will surely win." Bella hadn't expected such a strong reaction from her. Just seeing those eyes full of goodwill stirred strange emotions in her. Bella attributed it to a sense of superiority. At this moment, Freyna came running over in panic. "Your Highness, the First Princess, Her Majesty the Queen, and His Highness the Third Prince have arrived." Hearing this news, Bella immediately stood up. Before stepping outside, she heard someone calling her sister from afar. At this moment, the wet nurse was carrying Milio as they approached quickly, while the queen followed unhurriedly behind. First, the maids from both sides bowed to each other, and Tina nearby also bowed slightly. "First Princess, good afternoon." Perhaps thinking Bella hadn't taken her previous words seriously, the queen's tone carried some coldness. Seeing this, Bella also greeted her calmly. Milio approached Bella. "Sister, I came to give you this." With that, he opened his palm to display an exquisite hair ornament. "I made this especially for you." Actually, Bella could tell at a glance it was made by the wet nurse, but she still pretended to be happy and thanked him. She also noticed the image magic stone following closely nearby, realizing that this mother who never favored her was here to film a video. At this moment, Milio suddenly complained, "But your hair has become too short. You were much prettier with long hair." Bella pretended ignorance and replied, "Is that so?" While inwardly celebrating that she had cut her hair short, she had no desire for this brother to find her pretty. "Even so, I'll personally put the hair ornament on you." As he was about to act, he noticed the handkerchief in Bella's hand. "What is that? You've already received someone else's gift." Before Bella could explain, he started shouting, "Absolutely not! I want to be the first person to give sister a gift!" With that, he knocked Bella's handkerchief away. Tina's face went pale watching from the side. The queen also called out urgently, "Milio, you can't do that! What if your nails scratch someone?" Hearing this, Bella's heart grew cold again. Though I'm the one being hit, she's worried about that unreasonable, foolish brother. While I can understand a 5-year-old child doing these things, she not only fails to point out his mistakes but feels sorry for him instead. Then Bella had Freyna pick up the handkerchief. She called to Milio, "Are you sad because you're not the first person to give me a gift? But as you can see now, I'm not wearing anyone's gift on my person. I also think the hair ornament you made suits me very well. Could you personally help your sister put it on?" So the image magic stone recorded this seemingly warm scene. But Bella truly detested this role of being manipulated and having to perform. Taking this opportunity, Milio proposed that if Bella won first place in the hunting competition, she should give him a rabbit. But any normal person would know there were no rabbits in the hunting grounds. Unfortunately, Milio kept throwing tantrums, and Bella just felt exhausted. Meanwhile, Freyna took this opportunity to help Bella tidy her disheveled hair. At this moment, the queen also approached. "Arabella, I'm only participating in activities today and on the final day. When I'm not here, as the older sister, you must take good care of Milio." Bella knew she opened her mouth only to talk about Milio, never putting her in her heart. Though Bella never expected encouragement from her. For something like hunting magical beasts, she wouldn't even say "don't get hurt." While Bella was pondering, the queen glanced toward Tina, who remained silent nearby. Then she had her maid put away the image magic stone, and her expression became somewhat menacing. "Arabella, I've heard more than 1 or 2 rumors about you. How long do you intend to associate with this lowly creature?" Seeing this, Tina felt very guilty, thinking she was causing trouble for the first princess. "I should have made it very clear to you last time that you must be extremely careful in your conduct. So do you have any awareness of being royalty? I hope you won't embarrass me." In this instant, Bella's competitive spirit was completely ignited. "How long must I obediently listen to such words? No matter what I do, I'll never receive her care again. If I have offended you, then I should apologize to you." The queen thought Bella was admitting her mistake and was about to respond when Bella interrupted her. She waved her hand, creating a barrier of light surrounding several people. "Before that, I think you should first teach Milio the basic manners of royalty. Though he's still young, he should understand the distinction between public and private matters. At such a royal celebration shared with the people, he especially shouldn't act like a ruffian throwing tantrums. Thinking that such behavior would bring trouble to the royal family and your majesty, I, as his sister, would be very distressed." The queen never expected Bella to lecture her like this, and tried to use sisterly duty for moral blackmail. "Do you call yourself Milio's sister with such behavior?" But Bella completely refused this approach. "Who says I don't count as his sister? I'm saying this for my brother's good. I need to prepare for the pre-competition activities, so I won't see you out. Please be careful on your way. And don't worry, our conversation just now was blocked by my barrier. Since you care so much about face, consider this a small gesture of consideration from me." After hearing this, the queen's face flushed red with anger, but without the barrier after Bella left, she didn't dare make a scene on the spot. Bella came alone to a corner. Honestly, she wasn't as calm as she appeared on the surface, since this was her first time reasoning with the queen to her face. At the same time, she felt refreshed in body and mind. At this moment, Tina and Freyna approached with worried expressions. Seeing Tina's hesitant look, Bella spoke first. "Were you frightened by such a ridiculous scene?" Tina wanted to say it was her fault, but couldn't get the words out for a long time. Bella then had Freyna give her Tina's handkerchief. Then she tied the handkerchief around her hand. "Since I won't wear anything else besides the hair ornament Milio gave me, this way I'm not lying to him, right?" Tina, on the other hand, was overwhelmed with gratitude. Soon the hunting competition's horn sounded. Tina offered Bella her sincere blessings at the end. As soon as Bella entered the field, she encountered Killian. Supporters of both sides were numerous. Soon after, they went separate ways, one south and one west. The first day of hunting ended quickly. Bella had caught a quasi-magical spirit beast, Pantanura. She felt somewhat proud listening to those nobles' praise. "Let me see what Duke Byron can—" Before Bella could complete her thought, she heard the sound of something heavy hitting the ground. "Good heavens, that's a Kruko!" Though it's also quasi-spirit beast level, it hasn't been caught at a hunting festival for over 10 years. Look at that shimmering fur. Bella immediately felt anger rising. "I didn't expect the young Duke to be so capable. Just good luck. This is thanks to Her Highness the First Princess helping me obtain good fortune." Bella was grinding her teeth in hatred. "I hope your luck lasts until the final day of the hunting festival." Unexpectedly, Killian seemed even happier. "Hearing you say that makes me feel like it really will happen." Bella could sense he hadn't caught her sarcasm. But the more he acted this way, the more Bella disliked him. However, things might really be as Killian said. His good luck showed no signs of disappearing by the 3rd day, and the prey he caught kept getting rarer. Bella suddenly found the prey in her hands less appealing. Killian approached with compliments. You caught a Matarach. That's very difficult for one person to catch. Truly worthy of the first princess. Though Bella felt unwilling, she had to admire him. You're more impressive, catching a Malicis. As I said the other day, this is all thanks to you. As a repayment, I'd like to select the finest prey from my catches to present to you. Would that be acceptable? You should know that presenting prey had always been the champion's privilege. Meaning this guy was certain he would win this competition. Bella tried to maintain her smile. My goodness, thank you so much. While I'd be happy to accept, I just don't know if I'll have the opportunity, because I also want to give you my prey, but I've already promised it to someone else. Actually, Bella hadn't promised anyone. Naturally, her own prey should go to herself. Killian seemed not to understand Bella's implication. Since you've agreed to accept my prey, I can focus on hunting for the remaining time. Back at the palace, Bella still didn't understand. Why would someone who doesn't even accept gifts want to give prey to me? Freyna knew she was talking about Duke Byron, though I don't know exactly what happened. From a distance I saw you two getting along quite well. Everyone also says you and Duke Byron make a good match. Bella immediately sat up straight on the sofa. Enough, I don't want to hear such talk anymore. Bella knew that guy would end up with Tina. At this moment, she also felt something strange. I haven't found any good prey since the first day. The only possible difference was that she had carried Tina's handkerchief on the first day. She reminded Freyna to prepare the handkerchief before tomorrow's hunt, and speculated that since Tina was this world's heroine, in some sense she was the luckiest person favored by the gods. Then I can treat her handkerchief as protection from the goddess of fortune. Though Bella wasn't usually superstitious, she really didn't want to lose this hunting competition. Thinking of that person's naive and harmless face made her even more annoyed. At this moment, Freyna called to her, Your Highness the First Princess, when do you plan to visit the White Leaf Temple? Only then did Bella remember this matter and immediately got up to go. At this time, outside the White Leaf Temple, someone was shouting, How are you so slow, boy? It's all because of your laziness that we can't get off work until now. Gerard didn't dare resist. He knew he had finished his hard labor for the day long ago. However, those two people, thinking of his previous escape attempt, became even angrier and struck his toe with a stick. Magic stones scattered all over the ground, and those two continued urging, What are you standing there for? Hurry up and put them back! Gerard had long grown accustomed to such unprovoked beatings. This is better than the meaningless life I had before. Gerard's mother had died when he was very young. After that, his father always locked himself in his room, becoming irritable and no longer managing household affairs. The servants gradually left, and even the wet nurse who had always cared for Gerard departed. Eventually, only his father and he remained in the huge house. To survive, Gerard had to go out and steal food. For this, people often came to demand explanations. They knew it was the parents' fault and told him to take better care of his son's life. Unfortunately, Gerard's father paid no attention and instead blamed Gerard. I have very important things to do. Don't cause me trouble. Useless thing. From then on, Gerard rarely went out. In this dark room, only the magic stone given by his wet nurse would emit light. Every night he would watch with fascination the video of that cheerful girl searching for white trigrass to make flower crowns for her mother. He felt that only this way was he truly alive. And now, curled up in despair, he thought of that girl with the white trigrass crown, smiling brilliantly, and of the girl in the greenhouse who hadn't shaken off his hand. If only I could see her again. Suddenly, a golden lightning bolt flashed across, and a cold, authoritative voice rang out. I'm truly enlightened today. This is my first time seeing the White Leaf Temple using violence against heretics. Actually, in his previous life he was the heroine's loyal knight, but had his body and soul taken by the evil Villainess. In this life, before the first princess could even approach him, he had already fallen for the first princess. After all, the videos of Her Highness White Trigrass had accompanied him through countless lonely days and nights. Growing up a bit more, he was personally rescued by the first princess. In the greenhouse, when his hand wasn't shaken off, he was already destined to remain under the first princess's control for life. Now in his despair, he still wanted to see that white trigrass highness again. And so Bella truly came. The two who had been so aggressive moments before now looked terrified. Your Highness the First Princess, you misunderstood. We were just using our staffs to point at those fallen objects. The White Leaf Temple has always used sincerity to reform heretics. Bella could tell at a glance they were lying and simply watched them with cold eyes. Then she walked directly to Gerard. Gerard, you don't need to pick them up yourself. Gerard was still hesitating, when the white-robed person nearby quickly came to pull him up. Her Highness, the First Princess is right. Why are you still kneeling? Get up quickly. After putting away the magic stones, the two still wanted to explain, but Bella was too lazy to pursue the matter. Let it go this time. You may leave? Gerard hid behind her, looking at Bella with complex emotions. Seeing his expression, Bella became more certain. This boy is Tina's knight, and also the Gerard who will soon become my sacrifice. Wait a little longer, I will make you mine. Before that, I need to make some preparations. On the 4th day of the hunting festival, the princes and princesses not participating in the hunt chatted in the garden, with only Tina appearing quite out of place. If not for Bella's influence, Chloe might have driven her away long ago. The more Chloe thought about it, the angrier she became. Don't let me catch you making a mistake, or I won't let you off. The second Prince Bully was still puzzled. Why did Sister Bella cut her hair short? Normally, royals would keep their hair long. Chloe, being Bella's #1 devoted fan. Don't you think Sister Bella looks especially cool with short hair? When those birds took flight, Bella's gaze was particularly captivating. At this moment, the third princess noticed, Sister Chloe, didn't you come wearing a ring today? Only then did Chloe realize her ring was missing. Her loud cry startled Tina. Tina knew another problem was coming her way. It was just there a moment ago. I need to quickly call the servants to search. Suddenly she had a brilliant idea. I have a good idea. Then Chloe said to Tina, what are you still looking at there? You saw my ring just now, so you should know what it looks like, right? Go find it for me immediately. All their actions were being watched by others. Raimi yawned boredly. I finally planted a shadow snake on her. But she's just been staying at the hunting venue. Nothing interesting seems to be happening. I don't understand why anyone would enjoy hunting. Such an activity devoid of beauty. Wouldn't it be better to stay comfortably at home? The next moment, he sat up abruptly. Something interesting seems about to happen. In the scene, Tina had already found the ring. Not far in front of her, Melio was chasing a rabbit. Suddenly, a huge shadow blocked out the sunlight. Tina shouted a warning, Your Highness! But the magical beast had already pounced, and Tina could only use her body to shield Melio. Meanwhile, Bella had caught a prey, which put her in a good mood. Good thing I changed hunting areas. This prey is pretty decent. She had a feeling this prey would definitely be better than Duke Byron's. At this moment, she also recalled something written in the book about a major incident at the hunting festival. A magical beast would break into the festival venue and attack the little prince, with Tina stepping forward to help but putting herself in danger. At the critical moment, Killian Byron would come to the rescue. This was the classic fated meeting plot between the male and female leads. Though the book didn't specify the timing, Bella had a feeling that incident was about to happen. When she returned to the venue, the area was surrounded and protected by many guards. Bella knew that incident had already occurred. Seeing Bella, Melio ran over crying, Sister, I was so scared. I went to look at the rabbit, and then the magical beast jumped out. Bella held Melio and asked, Where is Duke Byron? He protected the royal family with merit, so I should thank him in person. The guard looked somewhat surprised. The young Duke went hunting and hasn't returned yet. The knights barely managed to subdue the magical beast. Bella hadn't expected the truth to be like this, so what caused the plot to go off track? Bella inquired whether Tina had been present at the time and where she had gone now. But Melio pouted and complained, I don't know. She suddenly pushed me down just now. Sister, you must help me teach her a lesson. Bella knew Melio couldn't help at all and turned to ask the nearby wet nurse. At this moment, a shout came from the distance. Her Majesty, the Queen arrives. Then the Queen approached angrily. What exactly happened? How could the prince be attacked? Seeing the Queen arrive, Melio cried even louder. The Queen didn't respond to him first, but called to the wet nurse who had been with Melio, then slapped her across the face. Countess Manoa, as the prince's wet nurse, you were so negligent. I don't know how much longer I should tolerate you. No matter what, the wet nurse was still a countess. Though she was at fault, being slapped in public was excessive. Bella was just thinking about others. The next moment, she was called out by the Queen. First, Princess, I asked you to take good care of the prince, but what exactly have you been doing as his sister? Mother, Melio was indeed frightened, but fortunately, there was no real danger. Before she could finish speaking, a hand was raised. Immediately after, a crisp slapping sound rang out. But the one who was struck was Bella's maid, Freyna. The Queen immediately frowned. A mere servant dares to block my slap. I apologize, Your Majesty the Queen. I am willing to accept punishment when we return to the palace. Bella felt a sharp pain in her heart. Was Mother really about to strike me in front of so many people? Does she not consider my situation and feelings at all? The Queen continued her verbal assault. Thank goodness Melio is unharmed. If he had been injured, I would never forgive you for the rest of my life. Bella clenched her fists and ordered the servants to take Freyna to see a doctor. Don't you dare leave. I'm taking her back to my palace to discipline her properly. I wonder if it's because you've been too lenient with her that she's become so insolent. Bella flatly refused her. I will not allow Freyna to go to your quarters. Such a loyal maid who protects her master deserves rewards, not punishment. Even if you are my mother, you cannot dictate what happens to my people. Indeed, even her own biological mother showed no concern for her. Yet Freyna had stepped forward to protect her. The Queen flew into a rage on the spot. Are you suggesting you intend to defy me here? Not at all. I am merely offering you respectful counsel. Now that your precious prince is completely unharmed, it would be better to first reward those who have served with merit in protecting their master. I hope that you, as the Queen, will demonstrate the character befitting your position before blaming others. Upon hearing these words, the Queen could no longer contain her fury. How absolutely infuriating. If you're going to embarrass me, at least show some restraint. Melio intervened from the side. Mother, please don't be angry with sister. Only then did the Queen rein in her emotions. Were you frightened? I was only concerned about you, which is why Before she could finish, Milio threw himself into her arms. Now, all her attention was focused on her precious son, and she had no energy left to continue reproaching Bella. Bella felt another sharp pain in her heart. "Your Majesty the Queen, I have other matters to attend to, so I shall take my leave first." The Queen wanted to call Bella back, but Bella paid her no further attention. Everything that had just transpired was witnessed by Killian. After leaving the crowd's line of sight, Bella began to run. She felt as though a worm had burrowed into her body, continuously gnawing at her flesh and blood. She simply wanted to run faster, to leave that worm behind. Only when she was completely exhausted did Bella stop. Looking up, she saw Tina sitting alone on a wooden stump, her clothes tattered and torn. She gazed into the distance, lost in thought about something unknown. And those people had just claimed that no one was injured. Tina finally noticed Bella and attempted to stand and bow. But Bella stopped her. "Don't get up. I can see that you're hurt." At this moment, Bella felt guilty as well, because the future she had read about in the book had been altered. Due to her changing the hunting area, Killian's route had also changed, which caused his delayed return and prevented him from appearing in time to rescue Tina. Bella clearly knew that in the not-so-distant future, Tina would become the female protagonist who would shine brighter than anyone else, but seeing her neglected like this now made her feel uncomfortable. Bella thought to herself, "Perhaps it's because my disheveled state resembles hers." She also noticed the shadow snake coiled around Tina's feet. She sighed deeply. This really is troubling. The shadow snake, sensing danger, tried to escape, but was crushed to dust under Bella's foot. Raimi should feel the pain as well. Tina, unable to see the shadow snake, was puzzled by Bella's action. Before she could ask, her hair was lifted up. She quickly covered it again. "First, Princess, this will dirty your hands. My hair is covered in dust." Bella explained that she wanted to treat her, then raised her hand to cast healing magic. A warm light rose around Tina, and her wounds healed rapidly at a visible speed. Soon, tears welled up in Tina's eyes. "Thank you, you're truly so gentle." Bella hadn't expected that simply casting magic would move her to this extent. Why do I feel like she and I are so similar? Bella knew she was deceiving herself, because their statuses were fundamentally unequal. She was the grand princess born to the queen, while the other was a punching bag born to a servant. Then Bella inexplicably asked, "Do you like me?" Tina immediately beamed with joy. "If I have the right to say so, then of course I like you. Only you would treat me so well." In that instant, a twisted sense of superiority spread through Bella's heart. "My pitiful and hateful sister. Before long you will take everything away from me. But if I keep you under my control and become an indispensable person in your life, perhaps in the end I can become the winner of this world." So Bella bent down gently and said, "If you're willing, then let me be your sister." This hunting competition was stopped by the Queen's protests due to the magical beast attack incident. Freyna felt very regretful, as she had been looking forward to Bella winning the championship. Bella didn't mind much, instead asking about how Freyna's face was doing. "Thanks to your magical treatment, it has completely healed now, and there are no scars left." Bella simply replied, "Thank goodness." Freyna then shared her feelings. "Your Highness, I feel you've become more approachable recently." Bella immediately showed a fierce expression. "Are you joking?" Soon after, Tina stood outside the door looking panicked, while Bella crossed her arms and asked, "Aren't you going to let me in?" She then walked straight through the door. "I'm terribly sorry for coming without notice." Tina was absolutely flattered, since the reception room is rather messy. "If you don't mind, would you like to go to my room instead?" Hearing this, Bella observed the environment and found it truly small and old, with no sign of any maids. The situation is worse than I imagined, so she followed Tina to her room, which was small but at least clean. Tina pointed to the only chair and said, "Please sit here." Bella was embarrassed. "Then where will you sit?" Unexpectedly, Tina plopped down on the floor. "I'll just sit here." Bella was speechless. "You should sit on the bed instead." A few minutes later, Bella tasted the worst tea in the palace. While Tina nervously fidgeted with her fingers, "Since this is the first time I've had a guest, I'm too nervous." Bella looked at the two trembling maids. She personally called the maids back to brew tea, yet only prepared a teacup for me. One can imagine how poorly Tina is usually treated. At this moment, Tina hesitantly said, Grand Princess, thank you for what happened last time. I hadn't been able to properly express my gratitude to you then." Bella simply replied, Then Tina mentioned the hunting competition being terminated, and Bella responded perfunctorily, "By the way, how is Third Prince doing? Is he feeling unwell anywhere?" Bella sighed. "He's fine, doing well." Bella was truly exasperated. If one must be foolishly kind to be the protagonist, then I'll wait for the next lifetime. Tina breathed a sigh of relief. "It's truly fortunate that your family member wasn't injured." Hearing this, Bella was displeased. "Weren't you injured too? You're also my family. Didn't we agree that day? From now on, I'll be your sister." Tina was extremely excited. "I thought you said that to comfort me. Do you truly want to be my sister?" Bella indicated she never spoke empty words. "Also, quickly have the servants prepare another chair. When I visit in the future, you can't be left without a place to sit." Tina happily agreed immediately. This was exactly what Bella wanted, to gradually integrate into Tina's life and completely control her before others discovered her value.